Hi, this is Ian Magaha, and we are taking a look at problem set number four, problem number four, and this is literally my fourth time trying to record this. The first time I accidentally deleted my entire code cell and had to get it back from a previous revision, and the second and third time I recorded them with my mic muted on accident. So, hopefully, fourth time is a charm for problem set number four, problem number four, fourth try. First off, we're going to start with the function calculate hand length. So we're going to pass in the hand, which is just our dictionary showing every letter in our hand and how many of those letters we have. And we're going to return the length, the number of letters in the current hand. So we are going to do this by initializing a variable called count. And for every character in the keys of hand, we're going to increase the count by whatever the value is for that character in hand. So if we have, let's say our hand is consisted of A, P, P, L, E. If we're going to check A, there's one A, we add one A. So count's going to be one. And then we're going to check a P, there's two P's. So we are going to add 2, so we're going to have 3, and then so on. And then after doing that, we're going to return the count. So now we are going to actually take a look at our function for playing an actual hand. For our play hand function, we're going to take in a hand dictionary one more time. We're going to take in a word list of all of our accepted words. And then we're also going to take in n, which is just going to be our integer for hand size. Taking in n is important because we want to make sure players get those 50 bonus points if they use every letter in their first try. So how play hand is going to work is the function is going to allow a user to play a given hand by displaying what the hand is. So just displaying each letter that they have. We're going to prompt the user to input a word, or they can input a single period to indicate that they're done playing and to break out of the hand. We're going to make sure that all invalid words are rejected and display a message telling the user that the word is rejected and that they need to input another word that needs to be valid. And then whenever a valid word is entered, it must use up all the letters from the hand. We're going to do that by using our update hand function. And additionally, we want to, every time when they use a valid word, we want to display what the score is for that word. We want to display what the remaining letters are in their hand. And we want to also prompt the user for an additional word. And I also like telling the user what their total score is after each guess. So I have that in my code as well. So, and then we also want to make sure that we're displaying what their total score is whenever they finish the hand. And then the rules are that the hand finishes when there are no more letters that they can use in their hand. So their hand length is 0, or if the user inputs that period that we were talking about. So the way we actually code this function is we're going to initialize a total score. And then while the hand length is greater than 0, meaning that they have letters left in their hand that they can use, we are going to keep looping through. And then obviously we're calculating hand length with our calculate hand length function. So first off, like the problem statement states, we want to display what their hand is. So we're going to use our display hand function. Then we are going to prompt the user to guess a word. We're going to print out, please guess a word. We're going to initialize a guess variable, and then obviously guess is going to be equal to that input. And we are going to start with we're going to have a series of if statements. So first of all, if the guess is the period, we want to break out of our while loop. And we'll essentially breaking out of the hand. So the game is going to be over for them. Else, if they use a word that is invalid, we know it's invalid because we're going to call our isValidWord function, and if it's false, then the word was not valid, and we're going to print out that word is not valid, and we're going to go through the while loop again, and it's going to say, please guess a word. So it tells them it's not valid, and then it prompts them for another word. And then if neither one of those if statements happen, and the word that they use is actually true, actually valid, then their total score is going to we're going to add the word score from their current guess. We're going to add it to their total score. We are going to tell them that the word that they guessed is worth whatever it was worth, and we decide that using our get word score function. And then we're also going to tell them that their total score is whatever is stored in the total score variable. And we are going to update their hand by calling our update hand function by passing in the current hand and passing in whatever their guess string was. And then after they end up using all letters in their hand, or if they decide they want to input a period, we break out and print out that the game is over and their total score is total score. So now we can go ahead and test if play hand works. So let's run our code. This right here is going to, well, actually, hold on. Let's break out of that. That's our play game. So well, yeah, I'll just show you. In play hand, every time that we are, or sorry, in play game, every time that we're playing, we're using play hand. So if playing a hand works in play game, then that means that our play hand actually works. So let's call that. So let's start a new game, or a new hand, excuse me. So we start a new hand. We, first off, I want to test to see if period will break us out. And it does. So we put that period in. It says our game is over and our total score is 0. So we ended that hand and we know it works. And then let's play another hand. So now let's test to see if our hand is going to work correctly. So it displays all of our letters that we have in our hand. It prompts us to please guess a word. So let's go ahead and guess a word. It's going to tell us that the word that we used is worth 28 points. So our total score is at 28 points. Now let's just go ahead and check what happens if we use an invalid word. Let's put in log. It's going to tell us that word is invalid. It's going to display our current hand again for us, and it's going to tell us to please guess another word. So let's guess yo. So that is a word, which means that we're going to get 10 points. Our total score is going to increase to 38 points, and we're just left with a C. Obviously, C is not a word, so that word is going to be invalid, and there is no other word that we can create. So I'm going to hit period, which is going to cause our game to be over, and our total score is going to be 38. And that's all. Our play hand function, as shown right here, does work for us. And I will see you in the next problem.